Hello, good evening, everyone. This is the third day of the 1 month free professional diploma training on human rights and social justice. This training is being provided by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management uh, for our followers and subscribers on Facebook and YouTube. And this training is provided for free. Um, from training to certification is free. The Institute of Global Peace started this kind of training from January, from July this year, and we have done training on peace education, emotional intelligence, um, alternative dispute resolution, peace and sustainable development, peace and conflict management, and now we are doing uh, human rights and social justice. Our objectives for providing this training is to empower uh, a generation that understands what peace is all about, and when we're talking about peace, what is expected of the people to, uh, you know, bring to bear into our society for us to have peace, and how people can be able to also manage their own differences, manage their conflicts, either at the interpersonal level or at the group level, at the societal level, or at the community level, at whatever level you find yourself and you are having conflict, you should be able to possess certain skills that will help you to address your conflict. And we are doing this for free. For us, is part of fulfilling our mandate of educating the general public to be able to have the requisite knowledge um, to be able to promote peace in our communities and also address their differences. That is the essence of providing this training. We could have monetized it and earn from it, but we are doing it for free so that it benefit the society, so that it benefit generation to come. That is the essence. We are putting all the resources to make it happen. I want to appreciate our followers on Facebook and on YouTube who have been so consistent, who have been participating from July up to this date. We have issued more than 1,000 certificates um, from all the training we have provided so far, and we have not issued a certificate in peace and conflict management yet. They are still doing their simulation training, and so by the time we issue the certificate in that, we may achieve more than 1,500 or 2,000 before the year rounds out. That is the level of the impact the institute is making in our society, and we are using that to measure the level of impact we have attained so far. So, for those of you that are listening to me, I welcome all of you uh, to for today's training, and we hope that you will do well to share the link with someone, invite them to be part of today's training, let them know that something is happening here and it's for them. So, I'd like to welcome all of you for today's training, and we hope that you will contribute majorly to also share it to people, put it on your wall, invite others to also take part in this training. By so doing, you are also promoting peace indirectly. You are helping us to reach out to many people, and that will help us to achieve peace. So, I want to sincerely appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. I can see people from Abuja, Nigeria. Adamawa, Nigeria. Of course, I have seen my friend Chimuka from Zambia. I've seen John Robert from Uganda. You're welcome all the way from Uganda. I want to take time to acknowledge those that have joined so far. And I have seen Pastor Nana Chirios. I have seen Prashan Power from India. He has been one of a consistent participant. Prashan, you're welcome. And then also I've seen Chere from Zambia. I've seen Jacob Kanyiji from Zambia as well. I've seen Bantu from Botswana. You're welcome. Alabi Salihu, Nigeria. I've seen Musa Tema Andrew from Nigeria. You're all welcome. And I've seen Didi from Edo, Nigeria. So all of you are welcome, and we're happy that you could create time to be part of today's training. And we hope to see more of you joining and also inviting others to be part of the training that is happening here. It's free, so there's no need to withhold it, distribute it, let it get to many people and let them be part of this journey. Thomas Lawrence Oko from Cross River, you're welcome. And the Daniel Pius, you're also welcome. After the simulation training, you are here. And Kola Rahim from Lagos, you are welcome, sir. After the simulation training, you are here. It's a pleasure to see you. And I've seen Mike from Ghana. You are welcome. Thank you very much. Ada Williams from Lokoja, you are welcome. And Prof. Vic, you are welcome. He has been, Prof has always been with us right from time. And we welcome you, Zulu from Zambia. And we are all happy to have all of you. And then Ambank Lawrence. And Lawrence, thank you for applying also to be a member of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. It's a pleasure to have you be part of today's training as well. So thank you, and I welcome you especially for today's training. Today we'll be looking at the theories of justice. All right, theories of justice. Theories of justice. Justice is a most sought after needs of man because we live in a world that is where people have unlimited needs, but the resources and the opportunities to cater for the needs of the people are limited. And so, in the course of trying to satisfy our needs as individuals, sometimes we go against the principles of equal distribution of these resources. And then, when that happens, people begin to seek for justice. And when that happens, people begin to look for ways to make sure that they receive justice for the injustice done them. Right? Because in the course of struggle, people are struggling to satisfy their need and not necessarily yours. Do you understand? We are here only to satisfy. In fact, I can tell you for free that there are some people here that they don't want anybody to know about this training because they will come and benefit from them from it. So they don't just want to keep it for themselves and keep enjoying it. I get a point now. So that is the truth. So, but we are always just for ourselves, and that's where even conflict also arise when we are seeking our self-interest. When we are seeking our self-interest, then conflicts arise. Do you understand? So, but every every situation, we try to advance our own interests against the common interests of the society or of the people involved. Then we are bound to experience conflict. And of course, injustice will also arise in the course of doing that because you will take more, not minding whether others are there to take. All right. So that's why sometimes we say that the rich get richer and then the poor get poorer. So the poor are always looking for justice. They're always crying, these people are not fair. Politicians are wicked. This one about politicians are all there to seek for their own interests. So if they have managed to give you small, appreciate it rather. Do you understand? So, but our society is unequally represented. represented in expectation, represented in the allocation of resources and opportunities, unequally represented in even in opportunities that are available. So these are the issue. And so when things like this happen, people look for justice. They seek for justice. Do you understand? And so we're looking at theories of justice, and we'll be looking at what justice is all about. All right, so that we'll have a deeper understanding of what we are talking about. So do wait to share the link with someone, put it on your wall, invite them to be part of today's training. Sharing means that you are participating effectively, because by sharing, we will also take note that you have been following the training and you are also complying with the requirement of the training. Please do wait to share the link with someone and invite them to be part of what is happening. And then we have started our simulation training for peace and conflict management. So those of you that have did training on peace and conflict management, please prepare for your simulation training tomorrow. We are going to continue, and do wait to join when people are presenting. And then apart from that, um, our examination will be coming up on the 15th of this month, so everybody should prepare for it. All right, and just prepare for it. So thank you very much for joining us once again. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into it. All right, let's see what we have here today. All right, let's see what we have here today. So we are looking at the concept of justice. All right, concept of justice. Concept of justice. We say that justice is a foundational concept in philosophy, ethics, law, and political theory. It refers to the principles of fairness and moral righteousness, ensuring that individuals receive what they are due, whether in terms of rights, opportunities, or treatment. Let me just run over the definition again. Justice refers to the principles of fairness and moral righteousness, ensuring that individuals receive what they are due. And what they are due here means that it can be in terms of rights, their own rights, because we have been talking about the human rights here, all right? We'll be talking about rights, right? For the past 2 days of the training, we have been talking about human rights. So we are talking about what deals to them as the rights, their rights to live, that's life to life, education, and all of that. That is what is due for them. All right. So they, all right, should receive what is due them. And that can be in form of rights, it can be in form of opportunities. What opportunities? Can be in form of opportunities. And of course, it can also be in form of treatment. In form of what? Treatment. So that's what the right is all about. So that is social, or that's justice. Justice, the concept of justice. So when you're talking about fairness and moral righteousness, when you say, but morally is not correct, then this is where you are. Moral justice, fairness. But are we in a fair society? We Are we going to experience fairness at all? Because even the institution that even supposed to provide this uh, requirement for the society benefit are not doing it. So are we going to experience fairness? Is there anything fair? Someone said there's no fairness in love and war. So is there fairness at all? Moral righteousness? Yeah, there are some people that by their conscience they refuse to partake in certain things. And I think that's the reason why somebody is going through a difficult time in our country here in Nigeria. One of the activists and who choose to live a moral, life, and of course, who want to like I don't want to participate in the corruption that is going on in the system, and then he chose to expose it, and now he is suffering for it simply because there's no fairness, because there's no moral righteousness. You understand? People do things. Some people steal in this country. They steal money intentionally, and when the ESCC come for them, there's what we call a pre-bargaining in the EFCC. A pre-bargain. What is the pre-bargain? So you stole a 1 billion naira, you can refund maybe 200 million, and then you can eat the remaining 800 million. Or you may go scot free because at least they have recovered something from you. All right. So but what is fairness here? Where is moral justice? Where is moral righteousness? We, that's where you ask question, what is wrong with our society? Where has people lost their conscience? Do you understand? That's when you're asking question. Have we lost or suddenly lost our conscience that nobody cares anymore? If we're asking this question, then this is where you are now. This is where you you are referring to justice, right? So you felt that nothing is just going as it's supposed to be. So let's look at some key dimensions of justice. What are the key dimensions of justice? We have distributive justice. What does distributive justice means? This one focus on the equitable allocation of resources, opportunities, and everything that is due us. I get a point now. So once you have resources being equally distributed, then you are distributing justice, right? So in a society whereby we say, well, in a healthcare system, we say everybody, it doesn't matter your class, it doesn't matter your economic background, everybody should have equal access to health care. Are we having the health care in our system? Can you approach a private hospital if you have no money? Maybe in the public hospitals, you go now, they say you pay first before they attend to you. Doctors are busy. Doctors are not on sleep. Doctors are on strike. An institution that saves lives is always on strike in my own country. So distributive justice focuses on the equitable distribution of resources, opportunities, and wealth. Do you understand? So it's the question of who gets what and why. Why do you get what you get? And who get what? And why do you get what you're getting? Number two dimension of justice is retributive justice. Retributive justice. It concerns with the fair punishment of wrongdoer. I was just passing through online somewhere. I was just passing, right? Because I wasn't really searching for it. So I was just passing. Then I came across something where a former governor is advocating for capital punishment, like death penalty, for people who key law enforcement officers, like the security personnel, that if you are caught that you have killed a security personnel, your punishment should be death. This is what this person, a former governor of a particular state in Nigeria, is advocating for. And then people were saying, okay, so since killing our officers is too much a crime that people can die, let us also implement that if you are caught that you have stole public money, then you should also be killed. So this punishment should not only be meted on those that are killing the security officer alone, but those that stole public money. Because if you look at it indirectly, they are the ones that are even killing the most. The hospital that we at home, we have hospital facilities that are way to that somebody suffer a gunshot in a battlefield and run into the hospital and receive treatment. And he said, but because you have stolen the money that was meant to provide a health care and healthcare services, and then someone now die, maybe a security man or any other person, citizen of the country die, then you should be held accountable. And of course, you should die also the kind of death this man is advocating. So it shouldn't be not shouldn't be it shouldn't be just people who kill security personnel physically, but those that are even stealing money and people are dying. If of course, if there's a pothole on the road and you are driving and you enter the pothole and you had an accident and you die, who kills you? Is it not the person that collected money for road maintenance and refused to maintain it? We have federal road maintenance. All the roads in Nigeria, for instance, are very, very bad. Federal government roads, and some of them just need a little maintenance culture for them to serve the populace, but nobody is doing it. Then somebody collect money to construct a road and they refuse to construct that road, and the accident that happened that people are dying. Who should be blamed? Shouldn't we kill this kind of person? Shouldn't this person die a death that this former governor is advocating? So I think it will be unfair if we only consider it in one aspect and not holistically being considered. I'm talking about retributive justice. So fair punishment for people for wrongdoers. Do you understand? So if you have committed a crime, you should be given a commiserate punishment for the crime you have committed. So I feel that somebody who stole public money in mass billions, like the other one now, they say it's in EFCC custody. I don't know whether how true it is, it's still there or not. Okay, maybe it's talking about 1 and something billion, so maybe he should have, we shouldn't have even way too much. By now, he would have been executed, and then they give us his corpse so that we bury him and forget about it. All right, is it that what to say? We will not see that kind of law coming because it will affect a good number of people. So to avoid anything, they will not allow such to be a law in our system here. I don't know about your country. I don't know what's happening in your country. You will tell us. All right. So a court sentencing a criminal to prison based on the severity of their crime is an application of retributive what justice. Let's look at number three dimension of justice. Procedural justice. Procedural what justice. So it focuses on the fairness of processes that resolve disputes or allocate resources. The process has always been wrong, and that's why I think there's a tax reform bill that is causing commotion in our system today. People are just alleging that this tax reform, if implemented, it will create poverty, it will shrink, and that as a result, there will be conflict, there will be crisis in other parts of the country. How true is that? Is it this tax reform for me is going to remove laziness? That is laziness from state government and sit them up, cause them to take mining sites that are in the hands of individuals in their own state and they are not saying anything, and then generate revenue and benefit from there and get more money in their own purse and reduce poverty in their land and take young people out of the street and send men and women into agriculture and bring up food and take away hunger in our country. And then somebody saying that this tax reform is going to cause more problem, and because they sense that free money is not there again to go and enjoy. I get a point now. So what I was saying, so procedural justice. So procedural justice here also means when job opportunities are not well distributed, when the process of even getting a job itself is not well coordinated, and it's also not justly being done, where allocations of job vacancies are given to senators, are given to instead of making it open so that people will get it on merit, where the judicial system is always being accused of subverting justice and all of that. Some of the things that we're talking about, and some of the processes, some of them they call them technical. Technical. How can you judge a case based on a technical and not on its merit? But some of these things. So how fair is this issue of technical? You have ignored the merit of the matter and you focus on the technicality that leads to the adjudication of that matter. So how fair is this issue? These are the things that we're talking about here. Do you understand? So fairness in the process that resolve conflict it matters a lot. It matters a lot. So transparent and impartial legal proceedings is a clear example of procedural justice. So legal processes must be transparent and impartial. But in many cases, and in most cases, let me say so, we have seen where judicial proceedings are not independent, they are not impartial. You see partiality. In fact, some people will even tell you, if you don't like what has happened, you just go to court. We are waiting for you there. You are waiting for me in the court. How? But indeed, they are waiting for you there because they have stools that are there for them. You understand? And they are willing to do everything possible for them. All right? So fairness in a procedural process. Another one is restorative justice. Restorative justice. This one aims to repay harm by repair harm by emphasizing reconciliation and making amends. Repair. Do you understand? So you repair a relationship. That is, someone has committed a crime against you, but you are bringing the person back to yourself, trying to discuss with the person, or something is connecting you people to discuss and settle your problems, and they continue despite what has happened. You understand? It's like somebody stole your goat. Instead of maybe burning the person, in other communities here, there's what we call jungle justice. Somebody stole goat, or just goat, ordinary goat. Meow, 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 just goat. You understand? They they arrest the person, set him on fire for stealing goat. But somebody stole billions of naira and is walking away freely, moving on the street, even making public appearances and shows without being ashamed of him or herself. You understand? or somebody dies a goat state because he stole goat. I'm not saying that you should go and steal goat, but what kind of standard is that? Restorative justice says you should reconcile these people, not necessarily punishing. You can call that is there's what we call reparation. That is, you can collect that goat and give this man his goat and reconcile them. And this person apologized, I will not steal your goat again. It was poverty that was it was you understand, that was stopping me that I did what I did. You understand? It's as simple as that. And if eventually the person sold the goat and someone has used the goat, but he has confessed the crime, they can give the money that can, maybe he will pay the money or will return the money that he sold the goat to the person that owns the goat, so they can either buy the goat or go and spend the money which is equivalent to the goat. Restorative justice, that is reparation. You understand? Very, very important. So these are the dimensions. So we have talked about four dimensions of what justice: distributive, retributive justice, and then we'll talk about restorative, and we'll talk about other ones. So let's look at theories of justice. Theories of justice. Theories of justice. Theories of justice. Please, if you are joining us, just do way to share the meeting on your wall, inviting others to be part of this training, and then you can also share. Let many people join and be part of this training. So, theories of justice: utilitarianism, right, or utilitarian theory. That is was propounded by John Stuart Mill and Jeremy Bentham. All right, Bentham and Mill were the ones that propounded this theory, utilitarian theory. It says that justice is achieved when the greatest good is provided to the greatest number of people. All right. So maximizing happiness and minimizing harm in the society. So this is what it means. So uh, a policy that redistributes wealth to reduce poverty aligns with utilitarian what or utilitarian justice because it benefits the majority. So if you distribute peace against violence, then it benefits the society the more. So you will be placed in the category of utilitarian theory. So we are distributing peace. So we are creating good. Instead of being a kidnapper on the road, a criminal, a terrorist, we are here promoting peace. So it benefits the society the more, and this is where we fall. The greatest good is provided to the greatest number of people. So that's what we're doing here. So we are making impact, benefiting the society. I told you we have issued more than 1,000 certificates so far since we started this training. And by the time we issue certificate for peace and conflict management, and then for this human rights and shared justice, if it's not, it can reach like 2,000. 2,000 people in how many months? Very few months. We started July, you know, and we are moving forward. So, and it's not just in Nigeria, we are touching people in several countries. You understand? And we are going to do more. Going by next year, more. More will be done. You understand? More will be done. That's what we want to have represented in other countries so that we have several channels of reaching out to people. You understand? So it's going to be a wonderful experience. So we are in this category. If you are here to distribute peace, you are in this category. So the people who distribute violence, they don't belong here. All right. So because I'm talking about the good that benefits the majority of the society. So we talk about Russian justice. John Rawls, Russian justice. John Rawls propounded this theory, and the key principle here is justice as fairness. You see justice as well as fairness. So we have two central ideas in this theory. It's equal basic liberties. Equal what? Basic liberties. All individuals must have equal right to basic freedoms. You understand? So equal rights to basic what freedoms. On the basis of father, we are all human, we should have certain freedoms equally. All right, so to say. Then difference principles. That is, inequalities are permissible only if they are benefited. That is, inequalities are permissible only if they benefit the least advantaged in society. So those that are least advantaged in society, if the, that is in case that is there's a way. Okay, let me give you a critical example of this issue now. These are different principles now. It's like you have you have five queues of Maggie, five Maggie queues, and you are to distribute these five Maggie queues to two persons, right? And by assessment, you discover that the other person is somehow better positioned than the other person. So what this theory is saying here is on this difference principle is that if you want to distribute these five molecules now to two persons, it means that the person that is less position or less advantage should receive three, while the other person should receive two. But if you decided to give the other person, which is likely what normally happens in a society, you decide to give the other person that is way advantageous, way position three, and give the less person two, it means that you have gone just against this principle. You have gone contrary to what this principle says, right? So the principle says you should the inequality should exist only when it benefits the less advantaged, the less favored. You understand? The less privileged. That's what this particular theory says. I know, take two. You can still you can afford this thing. Let me give this person that cannot afford it three. Do you understand? Because by virtue of how God bless you, I know you can afford this thing. So, but for the father we are distributing, you take two. I will give this person that will find it difficult to afford it three. Do you understand? That is what that's the difference principles. So they say inequality can exist here so far as it benefit the less privileged, not when government say, okay, we have palliatives. You know what palliative is? That's supposed to be for the good of the people who are less privileged. Yet, people who are well to do will still go and collect it and go with it. It's like when you are distributing food free food. Maybe let's take for instance now welfare food. Like in my church where they distribute welfare food every day, every Sunday. Maybe someone that can afford to buy food, or you still go and queue up to collect this free food. And then someone that cannot even afford this going there starving. So it's not correct. So if you know and you give like that intentionally, it's not correct. Are we making sense? So Russian's justice, that's what it says. So an affirmative action policies support underrepresented groups aligning with Rose principles. So it's also correct to say so that the Nigerian 40% affirmative action on women appointment in the government or inclusivity in the government in governance is what we're talking about here. Government has in of Nigeria, for instance, have 40% affirmative action, which is for women. Women should be at least 40% of the cabinet should be dominated by women. Or no, should be at least women should have at least 40% of representation. Now the question is the current government, how many ministers do we have? How many are women? Did we achieve that 40% affirmative action? If not, then this has gone against the principle of Russian justice. Russian what? Russian justice. That's not achieved. Then we'll talk about libertarian justice. Liberty. Libertarian justice. All right. Talk about libertarian world justice propounded by Robert Nozick. Nozick, emphasizing individuals' freedom and property rights. Individuals should enjoy freedom and owns what property. Justice arises justice arises from voluntary exchanges and minimal government intervention. Examples opposing heavy taxation as unjust because it infringes on individuals' ownership and labor. Marxist justice. Let's look at Karl Marx is a propounder of this theory, and justice is linked to eliminating class exploitation and achieving economic equality. Class what exploitation and achieving what economic equality. Advocate for collective ownership of resources to prevent disparities. Right. So what are examples here? Labor unions fighting for fair wages reflect Marxist ideas of justice. Feminist theory of justice highlights the importance of gender equality and challenges patriarchal norms. All right, patriarchal norms. Feminist theory of justice highlights what the importance of gender equality and challenges patriarchal norms. All right, so just Karl Marx was talking about class expression. You know, we live in a class in a class conscious society. You know, there are people that are consciously they are so class. There's one time, you know, when I was a press secretary to the SDP chairman. That is, I was a press secretary of a party chairman. Sometimes in 2018 to 2019, yeah, leading to 2019 general election that was held in Nigeria, I was a press secretary to a party chairman, and then of course I later became the acting state secretary of the party. before the 2019 elections happened. And while I was the press secretary, the chairman sent me to deliver some letters to some people in Abuja. So I came. So I went to one man's house. So in uh, in a in a tent where they made outside of his house, where visitors can sit and discuss, they put some kind of executive chairs there like that, and then some rubber chairs. So why I wanted to sit, because I wanted to sit on one of the executive chairs that was not far from where the man was sitting, because I brought the letter, and then just that I had just one honorable that needed to take me to him, and so I went with that honorable. So we got to his house, and then the honorable went to the other executive seat that was on the left, and there was one on the right. Then there was one in the middle where he was sitting, and then there were rubber chairs down there, and then so why I wanted to sit on the right executive chair, the man signaled me that I should sit on the rubber chair. But I was the one that brought the message from the chairman, and I wanted to give the message. But maybe by virtue of my appearance as a young person, as he didn't even know who I was even in the first place, but maybe by the mindset of that class consciousness and whatever, he felt that I'm not qualified to sit on the executive chair. But before I visited him, I have executive chairs in my own house that I bought with my own money. But I went to somebody's house and he felt that me, I'm not qualified to sit on his executive. Maybe provincial, he felt that I'm a young person and maybe I have no class, of course. So I should go and sit there. So I went and sat on the rubber chair according to what he signaled. So, and that is how it went. You understand? And nothing spoiled. At the end of the day, I delivered my message. I left. He was he was vying for deputy governor. At the end of the day, he not even win the election and all of that. I get the point now. So some of these things, but the class consciousness is there, and this sometimes they exploit people. Do you understand? Yes, class exploitation and achieving what economic equality. And so justice is linked to eliminating class exploitation. Class exploitation. So if we cannot get this class consciousness eliminated, then we cannot. But if you look at our society in a capitalist system of the economy where we are now, class exists and it's very, very difficult to be eliminated. That's why politicians make sure that political matters get express attention when it comes to the judicial system. The judiciary has made it that once it's a political matter, they give it express attention. But criminal cases, civic cases that they need to address, nobody has called for years, 5 years, 10 years, they have not been called, not for once. Some of the criminal cases are in the police custody. People are in police custody for more than a month. They are not supposed, they have no business, police says. Police are not mandated to keep anybody for more than 48 hours without charging the person to court. Sometimes people are being kept in the police cell for more than 2 years. They have not been charged to court. Why? Because the judicial system in our country is very, very, very terrible. But those that are being considered to be of class, that have money, that have whatever, they have influence, get express attention. Political matters get express attention. I get a point now. So this is what we're talking about here. So Karl Marx is saying that if we can only eliminate class exploitation and this consciousness, then we achieve what? Justice and achieve economic equality. So advocates for collective ownership of resources to prevent disparities. That's what Karl Marx is talking about. Socialist kind of government or communism. Communism. Do you understand? Communism. We are nobody owns anything. It's the community that owns everything. So everybody is equal, right? So labor unions fighting for fair wages reflect Marxist ideas, right? So feminist theory, yeah, talking about gender equality and challenges patriarchal norms, of course, seeks to address systemic inequalities faced by women and marginalized genders. All right, so it's very, very important we consider all of these. Right, so give women equal opportunities, send girls to school, allow the women to go and work, earn a living, and then impact their world. Why should you say that a woman? Some society have, some cultures have a very bad mentality. They feel that if they allow women to work, then women will be either they will go and find another man and be having extramarital affairs. But even if she doesn't work, but she wants to have extramarital affairs, she will still have. So what is the big deal? Okay, they say, oh, if she works and start earning money, she will not respect me. She will so disrespectful. So what? It's not, respect is being earned. Earn your respect. All right? Earn your respect. I learned how to earn my respect. I stopped. I used to complain that I'm not being respected. But later I discovered that this respect, I need to earn it. So I began to earn the respect. So I don't talk whether you respect me or not. I need to earn my own respect. Do you understand? To allow your women to work and make their own money and be supportive where they can support or live their life and independence. You understand? I'm not saying that women should go and this. And the fact is that you have to submit and also respect your husband. But necessarily whereby you don't want women have their own potentials and they must explore these potentials to impact our world. So why should they not be given the opportunity? Why should you say a gay child should not go to school? Only a male child. Why? I told you of the Filipino that told me that in Afghanistan, you there, and we are aware, we all know, you also know, you understand, you also know that this is what happens in Afghanistan. So, Prashant, since you are from India, help us stay Afghanistan to be coming down. Let them send their gay children to school, let them go and learn. Eh? Intersectionality and social justice. That's another topic for today, and it's going to be the last topic for today. Intersectionality and social justice. What is intersectionality? Intersectionality. Intersectionality is a framework introduced by Kimberly Crenshaw. Kimberly Crenshaw help us to understand how different social identities, all right, social identities like race, gender, class, sexuality, ability, and many more interact to create unique experiences of oppression and privilege, right? So when this gender or black against white, so you look at the white as more superior to the blacks. Who says so? Eh? Who says so that blacks are inferior to white and are white? In fact, if we decide to use our magic at a black magic in a positive way, we will do incredible things. Just that we don't want to use our magic. How can somebody use a stick and he carried people on that stick to places, and they call it aeroplane, night aeroplane. You know the airplane I'm talking about now. For African side, you understand the airplane now. So they can fly here to run. That is why they can fly here to London and come back the very same day. Uh-uh. So you can imagine if we decide to put this kind of technology into physical technology, you can see we'll be very, very, very far, very far. So please go tell our babarawos to better transform this black magic into a white magic so that we too can go far. Imagine if you have an aeroplane that will take you here to London and bring you back the very same day. No challenge. In the speed of time, you are in London. You are back home. Oh, wow. So we are not using it well. We're only using it to do evil, but not good. And so that's why it seems as if we are inferior. We're not inferior to anybody. We have equal capabilities. We fought in war with the white people, right? And we stood our ground and fought bravery. And at the end of the day, make him up well. So rest, but you can see on, but if you look at it critically, now when if in my country, for instance, now Nigeria now, assuming you have a case between a white person and a black person in this Nigeria, don't be surprised that the system will be bending towards to support that white person against you, that you are black. This we're talking about the intersectionality of these identities and how they cause oppression, okay, and give certain privilege to people and deny others those privileges. Get a point now. Gender, class, sexuality. Sometimes you are in a place with a lady is being considered against you. Not that is, and you be wondering, you understand? Sexuality, how this and this can create, how these things intersect. That's what we're talking about, how these things interplay to cause this thing that we're talking about now. So, how intersectionality relates to social justice, right? Complex inequalities. Individuals may face overlapping system of discrimination or advantage. Example: a black woman might experience sexism, sexism differently than a white woman due to the intersection of race and gender. Right? Talk about holistic approach. Intersectionality requires analyzing issues with what with a comprehensive lens, addressing multiple layers of injustice simultaneously. Example, addressing climate justice involves recognizing how marginalized communities often bear the bonds of environmental harm. So that issue. So how so a holistic approach, we must emphasize, we must go deep, carry out a deep analysis and see how people are paying the price that they shouldn't have been paying. You understand? Policy implication. Policies informed by intersectionality aim to address systemic inequalities comprehensively. So policy program must be holistic. They must consider to remove some of this injustice in the system. All right. So any question? Any question? Because I'm done with today's training. Any question? Any questions, any contributions, any condemnation? So, any question? If you don't have any question, me, I have a question. I will ask you. All right. Since you don't want to ask questions, let me ask you questions. So, justice is a multifaceted concept with different dimensions and theories addressing fairness, equity, and morality. Then we talk theories of justice provide diverse perspectives on what constitutes a just society, from utilitarianism or to feminist approach. Intersectionality enhances our understanding of social justice by highlighting the interconnectedness of social identities and systemic worth inequalities. So, achieving social justice requires addressing the root causes of oppression and ensuring equal opportunities for all, particularly marginalized groups. So, can justice ever be truly impartial? I'm asking you the question now. You can answer in the comment section. Can justice ever be truly impartial, or is it always influenced by cultural and historical context, or is it always influenced? Another question is, how can intersectionality be applied to address global challenges like climate change or economic inequalities? So you can answer the question and that will be fine. Thank you very much. Are we there? Somebody is asking me how soon can we get the soft copy of the manual. I told you that you should be expecting the soft copy of the manual when after 2 weeks of the training. So don't focus your mind there. Focus your mind on joining the training now. Go and listen to the video again and again and again. Listen to it again and again. They are there on Facebook, on YouTube. You can revisit them, listen to them again at your leisure time, and get the point. So the manual will certainly share it when the time comes. All right. Somebody is asking, Mr. Mike from Ghana is asking, is it possible to eliminate social class in Africa? Is it possible? You people can help us to answer that question. Is it possible to eliminate social class in Africa? So if you know the answer, you can answer so that we know. All right, somebody's asking a very interesting question, and I want to hear the response from you as well. How do I approach a leader who is doing injustice to the youth? Celebrate him, celebrate him, celebrate him, celebrate him. Tell him that, oh, guy, you are doing well, you are doing well, you are doing well. More grace, more grace, more grease to your elbow. You are doing well. Celebrating, because that is the best thing to do, and that's what we have been doing, celebrating those people that are making us to suffer. Someone makes you to suffer, but when it comes during election, you support them. When people say, let's go and protest against this leader that is doing injustice to the youth, it's the same youth that they will go and mobilize again to protest against the protesters. So I don't know, sincerely, I don't know whether they are doing any injustice to any youth. The youth must take their own place. They must know what is good for them. They must rise to the occasion and take what is rightly theirs. Otherwise, I told you in the first place that the reason why we, in the first place, have conflict is because we are promoting our self-interest. Whatever interest we are promoting is our self game, our own game, our own game. Do you understand? That's what we're promoting. So nobody cares for you and nobody wants to care. So if you want to take a step, you take a step to succeed. If you don't want, you leave it. Right? So that is it. So the youth must rise to the occasion and take what is rightful theirs. Right? But I can tell you for sure, they want to approach. They will accuse you of defamation of character. They will tell you that you have defamed them, and of course they will take you to court. And of course they have the resources, they have the network, they have whatever. So be ready ah, to experience any of these. So what about the issues of attendance list? Continue to share the meeting to others. Once you share, we'll take attendance based on what you have shared. So continue to share. Right, please add me to the alumni group. Akinto Adewumi. Okay, Akinwumi. Are you in our WhatsApp group? Let me know if you are in our WhatsApp group. At the graduation of this course, we will post the link. Those that want to join the no, not we don't post the link in the public. The link is only shared to those that have gotten a certificate. So if you have gotten a certificate from this institute, and you are not in that group, you want to be there in the alumni group, we will send you the link, right? So, but normally how we do it is that when we are sending you serial number to download your certificate, we'll send a link for the alumni group so that you join. You understand? So that's how we're doing it. So if you're in our WhatsApp group and you are participating in this training, at your graduation, when we are sending the serial number for you to download your certificate, you get the link too to join the alumni group. So I think that would be the best way to go. Thank you very much. Somebody is saying, what can be done? What can be done to bridge the gaps between the haves and the have-nots? Guarantees equity. Harriet Wachiku from Nigeria. Harriet. The gap between the rich and the poor, can it be bridged? Or, I should rather interpret this your message in a literal meaning, literal understanding, like, okay, I see the rich that side, eh? I see the poor this side, and then there's a bridge, right? So you cross on the bridge and reach the side of the rich. Eh? You understand? So that's what you should do. Go and look for a bridge. If you don't have one, create one so that you cross and get to the rich. Otherwise, you always be kept and be exploited and be used by the rich. And the rich will continue to get richer and the poor will continue to get poorer. But if you can struggle, if you can strive, if you can be creative enough, you can build a bridge for yourself and cross and join them there. You can decide to participate in the civic responsibilities, take on political positions, engage in political parties. Don't consider it to be just evil. We say we sit down and say that politics is dirty game, politics is evil, and then we don't want to engage, but we are always complaining and lamenting and doing all manner. So if we want to build a bridge, create one. That is, how can we bridge the gap? The only way we can bridge the gap is to build our own bridges and cross and get to them. Do you understand? Otherwise, if we want them to build a bridge for you to cross to come and join them, even if there's that existing bridge, they will cut it off so that you will not cross. So thank you very much. Wish to see. I'll see you tomorrow. Many questions. I'm asking many questions. Thank you, Sasha Justice the Bureau of Fairness. Justice always impartial. So, Harriet, so it seems like I open your eyes now. You are saying that I think we need to fight to take our place to build our bridges. So I think I have opened your eyes now, right? So somebody is saying it's only very dark man that is fighting for social justice in Nigeria. So how can the rights of the citizens be secured or protected? How? The only way somebody say, how can the rights of the citizens be secure or protected in Nigeria? The only way we can secure and protect the rights of the people is when the people themselves know their rights. How can you how can you demand for your right when you don't even in the first place know it? And how can your right be guaranteed when you don't know what is even your right in the first place? So when we want to protect and we want our right to be protected, we must first and foremost know what is our right and how we can enforce it when necessary. And when we cannot enforce it, then we'll continue to suffer the injustice. So let me tell you, nobody is there to protect your rights. Your right is you and yourself. But the truth is, if we begin to do the right thing, we will begin to look at others as we look at ourselves, right? And then there'll be fairness, there'll be justice. Another thing is that we should stop celebrating illegality. The problem is that we celebrate so much illegalities in this country. I can't see a reason why a protest will be going on and then we'll have a counter protesters. If we continue like that, then our rights will never be protected and never be secure because they will always take us for a ride. I think I have responded to so many questions today. I think I should stop here. So I think I need to answer this question before I will go here. All right, somebody is saying, how should the youth respond to bad leadership? The youth themselves should deal with bad followership. All right, you hear me well? Did you hear me? I say bad followership. If you cannot follow well, you should not expect anybody to lead you well. Okay? Uh-huh. So now the issue is that the youth themselves have not been good followers. and the youth graduate from bad followers to leadership. And of course, what you experience, bad leadership. It is a process that is quite, we have not been able to look at it holistically. But if I'm not a good follower today, I shouldn't be expected to be a good leader tomorrow. You understand? If I can take money from somebody to go and protest, tomorrow, if I'm in position, I will give someone money again to go and protest. And that chain continues. So the youth themselves should stop celebrating mediocrities and criminality, right? And and then they should stop following illegality. And you know, let me not come and use some words here that you they'll come and say I create this forum to come and be insulting people. I don't want to insult anybody. So I like the idea of building our bridges, because waiting for someone to do it, it will never happen. That is Wale. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Those of you for presentation, we'll see before 7 p.m. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening. Missiologist Nee. Good evening, Joshua, and all the colleagues have joined. Thank you very much. You're welcome, missiologist. See you guys tomorrow. Good night. Have a wonderful night rest.